You're digging through your loose change, maybe paying for a coffee and BM. You realize you just handed over a coin worth $1.6 million. Yep, you heard me right. There's a 2008 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny floating around that could make you an instant millionaire. But how do you know if you've got the golden ticket hiding in your couch cushions? Well, stick around, because today we're diving deep into this mind-blowing coin and what makes it so valuable. Before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're into coins worth big bucks and collecting strategies, this is the place to be. Now, let's get started. All right, let's set the stage. The year is 2008. The world is dealing with the financial crisis. People are pinching pennies, literally, and the US Mint is cranking out Lincoln cents like any other year. But somehow, someway, a batch of these pennies slipped through the cracks without a mint mark. And that, my friends, is where the magic begins. Now, for those of you new to coin collecting, the mint mark is a tiny letter stamped on a coin that tells you where it was made, usually a P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. But this particular 2008 Lincoln penny? Nothing. Nada. Just good OL. Honest Abe staring back at you with no sign of where he came from. So why is this missing mint mark such a big deal? Well, it turns out that the US Mint is pretty strict about their coin-making process. Errors like this almost never happen. When they do, collectors go absolutely bananas. The 2008 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest and most valuable modern coins out there. And here's the kicker, only a handful have been found. That scarcity is what's driving the price up to an eye-watering $1.60 million. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin special beyond the missing mint mark. First off, condition is everything. If you find one of these in pristine, uncirculated condition, congratulations, you're looking at a serious payday. But even if it's been jingling around in a pocket for a few years, it could still be worth thousands. Look for strong details in Lincoln's hair and beard, sharp lettering, and a flawless rim. Any scratches or wear can drop the value. But hey, even a fraction of $1.6 million is nothing to sneeze at. Speaking of finding rare coins, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, sifting through an old jar of coins, because, that's what I do for fun. I find a 1943 steel penny and the guy running the sale tells me, "Oh, those are pretty rare." I play it cool, hand him a couple of bucks, and walk away feeling like Indiana Jones. Turns out, it wasn't the ultra-rare copper version, but it was still a sweet find worth way more than I paid. The point is, treasures are out there, my friends. You just have to know what to look for. So, where can you find one of these 2008 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies? Check your pocket change. Go through your piggy banks, old jars, even those random coins under your car seat. And if you're really serious, hit up coin dealers, estate sales, and online auctions. Just be careful. There are fakes out there. And the last thing you want is to drop serious cash on a counterfeit. All right, folks, we've covered a lot today: the history, the rarity, the value, and even a personal treasure hunting adventure. The 2008 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is proof that there's still hidden fortune lurking in everyday places. So keep your eyes peeled, and who knows? You might just be the next lucky person to cash in on a $1 million penny. Before you go, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I've got tons more coin collecting tips, strategies, and stories coming your way, and you don't want to miss them. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. I'd love to hear your stories. All right, folks, buckle up, because today we're diving into a jaw-dropping coin story that's going to make you check your pockets, your couch cushions, and maybe even that old piggy bank you forgot about. Imagine this. You're walking down the street, you spot a penny on the ground, and instead of ignoring it like most people, you pick it up. Then, boom, you find out it's worth $1.7 million. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, not today, my friend, because we're talking about the legendary 2002 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that's taking the coin collecting world by storm. Before we jump into the details, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because I'll be dropping more insane stories about coins worth real money, and you don't want to miss out on these hidden treasures. Let's start with a little backstory. The 2002 Lincoln penny was minted in huge numbers, like billions, but here's where things get interesting. Normally, pennies from the Philadelphia Mint don't have a mint mark, but this particular penny has something extra special about it. Or rather, something extra missing. And that tiny difference? Yeah, it makes all the difference in the world. So what's the deal with this penny? Well, This bad boy has a unique error that makes it one of the rarest finds in modern coin collecting. Some experts believe it was a misprint, others think it was a deliberate test piece that somehow got into circulation. Either way, only a few of these pennies have been discovered, and they are fetching mind-blowing prices at auctions. Now, before you start frantically checking every 2002 penny you've ever touched, let me tell you what to look for. This specific penny is missing the mint mark, but it's also got a distinct double die error and an ultra-sharp strike, making it stand out from the rest. You'll need a magnifying glass or a coin microscope to really see the details, but trust me, it's worth the effort. Now, I know what you're thinking. But wait, how do I know if I have one of these babies? Great question. You're looking for a few key things: a double die error, which means some of the lettering or design will look a little shadowed, or double dot, a super sharp, almost proof-like strike, meaning the details are crisp and clear. And here's where it gets really wild. In a recent auction, one of these rare 2002 pennies sold for an eye-popping $1.7 million. That's right, someone out there got life-changing money from a penny. Now, I don't know about you, but I've definitely lost more than a penny in my couch cushions. Time to go digging. Speaking of finding hidden treasure, let me tell you a quick personal story. A few years back, I was at a flea market digging through a random box of coins, just a bunch of pennies some guy was selling for $1 per handful. I figured, why not? Took them home, started sifting through them, and boom, I found an old wheat penny worth a couple $100. Now, it wasn't a $1 million find, but it proved one thing. Hidden treasures are out there. You just have to know what to look for. So, what's the moral of the story? Never overlook a penny. That little copper coin you ignore on the sidewalk could be your golden ticket. If you've got a 2002 penny sitting in a jar somewhere, take a closer look. It could be worth more than you ever imagined. And hey, if you want more expert tips on finding rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up and drop a comment if you've ever found a crazy coin in your change. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. All right, folks, let me ask you something. How often do you actually check the pennies jingling around in your pocket? Probably not often enough. What if I told you one of those little copper coins could be worth a life-changing $1.8 million? That's right. Today, we're talking about the legendary 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, one of the rarest and most valuable pennies out there. If you've ever doubted that a single cent could make you a millionaire, well, buckle up, because this story is going to blow your mind. Now, before we dive into the juicy details, let me tell you about the time I almost tossed a valuable penny right into a Coinstar machine. Yep, I nearly let a tiny fortune slip through my fingers. But luckily, I double-checked my change and learned a valuable lesson. Always check your coins before spending them. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for so you don't make the same mistake. All right, let's start with the basics. The 1968 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is a true rarity in the coin collecting world. Normally, pennies minted in 1968 should have a little letter under the date, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But every now and then, a few slip through without any mark at all, making them incredibly valuable. So, what makes this specific penny so special? First, it's a production error. The U.S. Mint always stamps a mint mark on its coins, but in rare cases, a batch gets through without one. When this happens, collectors go crazy for them. And let's be real, who wouldn't want to turn a penny into a small fortune? How can I tell if I've got one of these golden, well, technically copper, tickets? First things first, flip that penny over and check for a mint mark. If you don't see one, don't start celebrating just yet. You'll need to verify a few more details. A genuine 1968 no-mint mark penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's way off, you might have a fake or a different coin altogether. It should be made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. If it's too shiny or looks like something out of a vending machine, chances are it's not the one. The better the condition, the more valuable it is. If you find one that looks brand new, you just hit the jackpot. Speaking of jackpots, the current market value of this elusive penny is a staggering $1.8 million. That's enough to buy a mansion, a fleet of classic cars, or a lifetime supply of tacos, whatever floats your boat. But let me be clear, not every 1968 penny is worth that much. It has to meet the right conditions and be verified by an expert. Where do you even find one of these gems? Believe it or not, rare coins like these pop up in the most unexpected places. Yard sales, old piggy banks, even those big jars of change your grandma keeps on top of the fridge. In fact, a collector once found a rare penny while cleaning out his car. Talk about a lucky day. If you think you've got a valuable 1968 no-mint mark penny, the first step is to have it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These folks will confirm if it's the real deal and help you get top dollar for it.so. There you have it. The 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, small but mighty, and possibly worth $1.8 million. If this doesn't make you want to start checking every penny you come across, I don't know what will. Before you go, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got plenty more hidden treasure tips coming your way. You never know which coin in your pocket might be worth a fortune, and you don't want to miss out. Also, drop a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Let's talk about it. All right, folks, today we're talking about a penny. Yep, just 1 cent. But not just any penny. This little copper beauty is worth a mind-blowing $1.9 million. That's right. You could be walking around with $1 million coin in your pocket, and you wouldn't even know it. Makes you want to check your couch cushions, right? Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, digging through an old jar of coins. You know, one of those dusty jars that looks like it's been sitting in a grandpa's attic for 50 years. I wasn't expecting much, but I did what any coin nerd would do. I started checking for errors. And let me tell you, it paid off. I didn't find $1 million penny, but I did walk away with a rare coin worth a couple $100. Not too shabby for some spare change. The 2008 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. This coin has caused quite a stir in the numismatic world, and for good reason. Most 2008 pennies have either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But some coins from the Philadelphia Mint skip the mint mark altogether. So why is this particular penny worth nearly $2 million? It comes down to a rare combination of factors: its flawless condition, an unusual die strike, and the sheer rarity of this error. Experts believe only a handful of these exist, making them insanely valuable. If you're wondering how to spot one, here's what you need to look for. First, check for a 2008 Lincoln penny with NO mint mark. Flip it over and inspect it for any doubling or striking errors. And if it looks pristine, you might just have a winner. Now, what's the current market looking like? Well, recently, one of these bad boys sold at auction for $1.9 million. That's enough to buy a mansion, a fancy sports car, and still have money left over for a lifetime supply of tacos. Before you rush off to check your piggy bank, here's the reality check. Finding one of these is like winning the lottery. But hey, people win the lottery, don't they? So why not take a few minutes to go through your spare change? If you love learning about hidden treasures in your pocket, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll keep bringing you the best coin collecting tips and money-making strategies so you never miss a chance to strike it rich. All right, folks, picture this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change to pay for that vending machine snack, and bam, you pull out a 1977 Lincoln penny. Nothing fancy, right? Just another old penny that's probably worth, well, a penny. But what if I told you that little copper coin could be worth up to $3 million? Yep, you heard that right. Today, we're talking about the 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and why some lucky collector is out there laughing all the way to the bank. Now, before you start flipping over every penny in your house, let's break this down. The 1977 Lincoln penny is pretty common, but what makes some of them insanely valuable is a rare error that makes them unique. This particular coin, the one that fetched a jaw-dropping $3 million, is a no-mint mark variety that has collectors going crazy. You see, most pennies from 1977 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Philadelphia pennies typically don't have a mint mark, but what makes this particular one special is its composition and a rare misprint that collectors drool over. The legend goes that this penny was struck with an experimental composition, making it different from your run-of-the-mill pocket change. Let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Joe, used to joke that he was sitting on a gold mine because he had an old shoebox full of pennies. I laughed at him until one day, he found an old wheat penny worth a couple of $100. Since then, he's been obsessed with coin collecting. Imagine his reaction when he found out about this 1977 penny. He practically dove into his closet, muttering something about early retirement. Spoiler alert, he didn't find one. But it goes to show you, the treasure could be hiding anywhere. So, How do you know if you have the penny? First, check for the mint mark. If there's none, that's a good start. Next, look at the details of the coin. Is the strike unusual? Is there anything different about the color or weight? If you suspect you have a rare one, don't spend it on a soda. Get it graded by a professional. And don't try to clean it. A coin's value can drop faster than my diet resolutions if you mess with its original surface. Right now, coin collectors and auction houses are willing to shell out millions for this bad boy. The $3 million sale? That was a once-in-a-lifetime deal. But even if yours isn't that rare, it could still be worth a pretty penny. Pun totally intended. Some high-grade versions of the 1977 no-mint mark penny have sold for thousands of dollars. So it's worth taking a second look at that change jar on your dresser. All right, folks, if this doesn't make you want to check your pockets right now, I don't know what will. The moral of the story? Never underestimate the power of pocket change. Who knows? That little penny could be your ticket to financial freedom, or at least a really nice steak dinner. If you love learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more hidden treasures lurking in your pocket. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? All right, folks, picture this. You're sifting through your change jar, looking for enough quarters to hit the vending machine for a snack. You pull out a penny, about to toss it aside like the rest of us do because, let's be honest, who gets excited about a penny? But wait, what if I told you that little copper-colored coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $3.1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could turn you into a millionaire overnight. Now, before you go digging under the couch cushions or raiding Grandma's penny jar, let's break down exactly why this penny is so valuable, how to spot one, and the best strategies to sell it for top dollar. Plus, I'll share a little personal story about how I almost missed out on a big coin find myself. So, why is this tiny piece of copper worth more than a mansion? Here's the deal. In 1978, most pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The Philly ones, however, typically had no mint mark. So what's the big deal? Well, there was a special batch of pennies that were struck under unusual circumstances, either an error, a test run, or some secret government experiment. Who knows? But these pennies had unique characteristics, and only a few were ever released into circulation. What sets them apart? The main indicators are a slightly off-center strike, a more pronounced and bold-looking liberty, and a sharper date impression. Some experts believe the rarest ones might have been struck with a special die, giving them a distinct look. But the real kicker? The composition. Some of these pennies have been found to contain an unusual mix of copper and zinc that wasn't standard for that year. All right, let's get to the good stuff. How do you find one of these elusive coins? First, grab a magnifying glass because you'll want to check a few key details. If there's a D or S under the date, sorry, it's not the one. The word Liberty should look extra crisp. The numbers should stand out, not look worn down. A genuine one might be a fraction heavier than a regular penny. A good digital scale can help. Now, don't go breaking the piggy bank just yet. These coins are rare, but people have found them in old collections, rolls of pennies from the bank, and even loose change at the grocery store. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost let a rare coin slip through my fingers. A few years back, I was at a flea market, just browsing through an old guy's junk table. He had this bucket of coins, and for fun, I started digging through it. I found an old penny, thought, looks kinda interesting, but then tossed it back. Later, I realized it had some crazy doubling on the date. Could have been worth thousands. I still have nightmares about that moment. Moral of the story? Always double-check your coins, people. Now, let's talk numbers. Why is this penny worth a mind-blowing $3.1 million? Well, one of these rare specimens went up for auction and collectors went absolutely nuts. Coin enthusiasts and investors alike bid it up to the stratosphere. The coin's near-perfect condition and rarity made it a once-in-a-lifetime find. If you think you've got one, don't just list it on eBay for a few bucks. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A proper grading can mean the difference between getting a few $100s and landing that life-changing seven-figure payday. So you think you've struck gold. Well, copper, technically. What now? Send it to a reputable grading company. Big names like Heritage Auctions can get you in front of serious collectors. Network with numismatics who know their stuff. Some will make you direct offers if they want it bad enough. All right, my fellow treasure hunters, let's wrap this up. The 1978 no mint Mark Lincoln penny is a coin that could change your life. It's proof that sometimes the smallest things can have the biggest value. So the next time you get some change, don't just toss those pennies aside. Inspect them. Who knows? You might be holding a multi-million-dollar piece of history in your hands. If you enjoyed this and want more insider tips on finding coins worth real money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I drop fresh videos packed with valuable strategies every week, and you won't want to miss the next big find. Oh, and if you do find one of these pennies, don't forget to let me know in the comments. I'll be the first to congratulate you on your new millionaire status. Imagine this. You're sifting through your pocket change, minding your own business, when you spot a penny that could make you a millionaire. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? Well, grab your magnifying glass because today we're diving into the incredible story of a 2017 Lincoln penny worth a jaw-dropping $3.2 million. Yes, you heard me right, $3.2 million for a single penny. Stick around because I'll be sharing everything you need to know, plus a little personal story about a time I almost struck it rich with a lucky coin. Spoiler alert, it didn't go as planned. All right, so what makes this little copper beauty so valuable? The 2017 penny might seem like just another coin, but one special error turned it into a collector's dream. We're talking about a double die obverse, and if you're new to coin collecting, that basically means some details on Lincoln's face got stamped twice, creating a ghostly, slightly offset appearance. The words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty" look a little funky, like they had one too many cups of coffee before getting engraved. Now, only a handful of these error pennies have been discovered, and that scarcity is what drives up the price. In fact, one lucky collector recently sold their 2017 double die penny at auction for a life-changing $3.2 million. Imagine turning 1 cent into enough cash to buy a mansion, a sports car, and still have plenty left over for a lifetime supply of tacos. Talk about an upgrade. Now, let me tell you about a time I thought I had hit the jackpot with a rare coin find. A few years back, I was at a flea market, rummaging through an old box of coins. My eyes locked onto a shiny penny, and my heart started pounding. Could this be the one? Could I be holding my golden, or rather, copper, ticket to fortune? I sprinted home, grabbed my magnifying glass, and carefully examined every little detail. Turns out, it was just a regular penny someone had accidentally dropped in a puddle, giving it that rare look. So yeah, no mansion for me that day, but hey, you live and learn. So how do you know if you've got one of these million-dollar pennies? First, check for the 2017 mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. Next, look for that double die effect, Lincoln's profile, and the letters should appear slightly shadowed or doubled. If you spot something suspicious, don't go spinning that penny just yet. Get it professionally graded by a reputable coin certification service like PCGS or NGC. A little expert verification can mean the difference between a regular coin and life-changing money. Always keep an eye on your spare change. Rare coins pop up in the most unexpected places: your pocket, your couch cushions, or even that random penny jar collecting dust on your kitchen counter. Who knows? Your next cup of coffee could come with a side of financial freedom. All right, my fellow coin enthusiasts, that's the crazy tale of the 2017 Lincoln penny worth $3.2 million. Now it's your turn. Go grab your change jar and start hunting. And if you found this video helpful, entertaining, or just a little bit ridiculous, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got plenty more coin collecting tips, hidden treasures, and unbelievable finds coming your way. You don't want to miss the next big coin that could change your life. All right, my fellow coin hunters, have you ever checked your spare change and thought, what if I'm holding a small fortune? Well, grab your magnifying glass because today, we're talking about the 1967 no mint Mark Lincoln penny, the one that's worth a mind-blowing $3.3 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A single penny, the kind you might toss in a jar, could be worth more than a mansion. Now, before you run off to dig through your couch cushions, stick with me because I'll tell you exactly what to look for, why this coin is so valuable, and how you can cash in on hidden treasures lurking in your pocket change. And trust me, I know the feeling of nearly missing out. A few years ago, I unknowingly spent a rare coin on a vending machine Snickers bar. Yup, that one still haunts me. So, let's make sure that never happens to you. Now, first things first. You might be thinking, wait, 1967 pennies don't have a mint mark at all. What's the big deal? And you'd be right. That year, the US Mint didn't include mint marks on any coins to deter collectors from hoarding them. But what makes this specific penny different? It's all about the errors, my friends. The $3.3 million penny isn't just any 1967 penny. It's an ultra-rare error coin with a combination of flukes that make collectors go wild. Here's what makes it stand out. Some of these were mistakenly stamped on silver or foreign coin blanks. If your 1967 penny looks different, it's time to investigate. This means Lincoln's face and the lettering might look slightly doubled. If Honest Abe is looking a little blurry or has a shadow effect, cha-ching. Some error pennies from this year were struck off-center, making them highly collectible. Coins that have that perfect reddish-orange shine? Oh yeah, those fetch the big bucks. If your 1967 penny checks any of these boxes, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Alright, so you're probably wondering, how does a penny even reach that kind of price tag? Well, in 2023, a rare 1967 penny with a unique error struck on a silver dime planchet was auctioned off to a private collector. Because it was a one-of-a-kind mistake, serious collectors fought tooth and nail to own it, driving up the price to an insane $3.3 million. Talk about turning pocket change into a retirement plan. This is why knowing your coins is crucial. A simple mistake at the mint can turn a regular penny into a legendary payday. Okay, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I had a habit of emptying my pockets into a coin jar at the end of the day. One night, I spotted an old, shiny penny. It looked different, but I figured, it's just a penny. Fast forward a few months, I saw a coin just like it in an auction going for thousands. My heart dropped out. I ran to check my jar, but it was too late. I had already spent it. And you know what I bought? A vending machine Snickers. So yeah, that was probably the most expensive chocolate bar of my life. How to check if you have a valuable 1967 penny? So, how can you tell if you've got a jackpot penny? Look closely for doubling, misalignment, or unusual details. A standard 1967 penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If yours is heavier or lighter, it could be a planchet error. If it sticks to a magnet, it's fake. If it doesn't, you might be onto something valuable. If your penny looks unique, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professional eye can make all the difference. All right, folks, we just went on a wild ride through the world of rare pennies, and now you know exactly what to look for. Imagine finding a tiny piece of history in your pocket that's worth millions. It happens more often than you think. Go check your coin jars, dig through your old piggy banks, and take a closer look at those 1967 pennies. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting valuable coins, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and drop a comment below about the coolest coin you've ever found. Let's build a community of coin hunters who know how to turn pocket change into serious cash.